Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm your host Armando Venditti, and in this episode, I'm going to be covering my top three David Bowie albums of the 2000s and 2010s. Almost didn't get that out. Um, David Bowie, as you know, near the end of his life, wasn't recording much. So the output in the 2000s and in the 2010s is quite small. So picking my top three between the two decades was quite easy. I already knew what my number one was going to be. The trick was to pick number two and number three, but I think I have it down, and I'm going to go with this list that I have. And so here is my list. Coming in on number three is Reality. Now, this album was released in 2003. He started writing and recording the music for the album shortly after the Heathen tour ended. Mr. Bowie at the time was quite excited at the fact that he had a new recording contract with Columbia Records, thereby also allowing him to have his own record company, ISO Records, and he was able to release his product on his own label. He had left Virgin Records, I believe, at the end of 1999. He had been recording an album called Toy, and apparently Virgin EMI had said they didn't have the budget to release the album. So, very despondent and very disappointed, Bowie left Virgin EMI and signed a new deal with Columbia Sony. And he was quite excited by this new venture that he was going to go on. So he started to write and record the music for Reality shortly after the Heathen tour ended, as I just said. The album, it's a good album. It's listed as a straight rock and pop album. I would agree with that. I really don't believe that with this album he had made any grand or different musical statement. I believe he was just going for a straightforward rock and pop album. Songs like New Killer Star is good. Reality, the title track, is a good track as well. Also, Bring Me the Disco King is a bit of a moody track, more uh, atmospheric keyboards, very slow paced track. Um, I really don't think he had made a statement per se with this album, and it is one that I really don't go back to that much. I'm sorry to say, but that is my number three. Coming in at number two is Heathen. Now, this album released in 02, working as he was on Reality with Tony Visconti. They had reestablished their friendship after not working together since 1980. The rift that happened between them occurred when Bowie had failed to mention to Visconti that Nile Rodgers was going to be producing Let's Dance. So it created a rift between them for a good amount of years. They had reconnected. They wanted to record again. And the results of these recordings is the album Heathen. It's a good album. It's a really good album. It's a combination of art rock and straightforward rock. You have very atmospheric tracks like Sunday. You have straightforward rocking tracks like Cactus, the Pixies cover that he did. Another sort of moody rocker that I call it a moody rocker. The track Slow Burn, which is great. He does a Neil Young cover, I've Been Waiting for You, which features Dave Grohl on drums. And he also does a track called Everybody Says Hi. For me, that is the highlight of the album. It's a poppier track, but it's a very uplifting melodic piece of work. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic, actually. When I first heard it back in '02 when it came out, I I loved it. I loved it. I thought that maybe he needed to do more tracks like this. I just think that that one track, Everybody Says Hi, is a very uplifting, lovely piece of music. And at this point, he felt that he was on a hot streak with regards to writing and recording and releasing music. So that is my number two. Coming in at number one is Black Star. Now, this album was released January of 2016, 2 days before he died, which, even when I think about it now, it's quite haunting. The album itself was recorded again with Tony Visconti producing. There are 7 tracks on the album. The album is considered to be very experimental, jazz, rock, experimental, almost like I call it trip hop. But there are a lot of heavy jazz influences on this album. The opening track, title track, Black Star, clocks in at just under 10 minutes long, and it has very different sections to it. And it's a very eerie piece of music, very atmospheric, very very, how can I put this? It is atmospheric, but it's also very unsettling. There's no way to put it, no other way to put it, in that you hear these keyboard sequences that come out, and it's a very haunting melody that comes out. And it that one track takes you on a trip sonically that you never expect from Bowie. Even though with all of his different avenues musically that he's gone down, this album shocks the hell out of you, even for the staunch Bowie fan. So you have that track. You have "'Tis a Pity She Was a Whore." Interesting song. It's just it's a very eclectic. It's a very eclectic album. It's a very eclectic group of songs. Lazarus is another fantastic track. The ending track, I Can't Give Everything Away, which to me, he is saying it ends off the album, number one. But number two, he is basically saying to those around him, I'm at the end and I can't do any more. I've given you everything I can give you, and everything that's been inside of me, you have. I can't give any more to you. I am spent physically, emotionally, mentally. I'm done. This album does take you on a journey. So it's for those reasons, I think those are really good reasons, that this is my number one. So, number 3, excuse me, is Reality. Number 2 is Heathen. And number 1 is Black Star. So I hope you guys look at this list and, please, down below, down there in the comments, leave your comments. Do you like this list? Do you like Bowie? Do you like his 2010 output? Do you think maybe he was sort of going a little bit too far off the beaten path near the end of his life? It's all comments are welcome, all opinions are welcome. So please leave yours down below. And again, hit like and subscribe and click on the notification bell to keep you on top of any new content that I've got coming up. I do believe this is video number 98 that's going up. So it's been an interesting ride. So again, hopefully you guys like the content that I'm delivering. And you find some enjoyment in these videos. And please let me know what your thoughts on the Bowie catalog are. Okay? So again, please look after yourselves and one another. And I will see you very soon with a brand new video. Bye for now.